Hello accounts people, time to go back to bank reconciliations and focusing on items that are causing problems. So the main one that we always get asked about is opening balances. So with an opening balance reconciliation, we're going to do one in a few minutes. There's a fairly obvious explanation usually. Most commonly a cheque that's been paid in slowly, so there'll be an old cheque number. Somebody you've posted off a cheque to has just taken their time paying it in. Maybe they're not bothered. Maybe they don't receive many cheques and go down to the bank very often. Lodgements, that's money paid in too late to show in the bank statement. Less often because it's only for sort of an afternoon or so. Anything after about 3 o'clock sometimes. Especially on a Friday, it won't show up until the bank statement for the following week. Direct debits and invoice, so these are a big problem, an increasing problem. So a few days to several weeks. So I used to deal with one, a cash and carry warehouse. It was about a week. Same account, a brewery took 6 weeks, so 1 or 2 invoices a week. There was always quite a few outstanding direct debits, and they would show at the start of the following month. So it's easy to do with them in the reconciliation statement at the end of the month, although it's an annoyingly big list, not the 1 or 2 you'll see in an AAT exam, but at the start of the month it was really infuriating. So real world, of course, you've got this last reconciliation statement that would show it. So closing is the opening for next month, and you'd also see in your cash book, well, if it's on a spreadsheet or something, very easy to tick the fact that it's been reconciled with the bank. You also know your business and your bank, so like I got used to the 6 weeks for the brewery ones and having 6 or 7 outstanding at the end of every month and the start of the following month. There's a couple of other issues thrown in here. Items paid in together, so if you pay 2 cheques in, you initially see the total. Online, some banks will have a system that allows you to drill down. That won't be available on paper though, or a PDF printout. Also online, pay at pump shows as £1 for a few days. This is an insurance policy, and it's a timing difference, so that will be in the bank reconciliation statement. Banks also have different wording, in and out instead of receipts and payments, totals, different layouts. I've got answers in 2 different versions here. And of course, when they state debit, they're from their point of view, the credit, so we see that. We've also seen lots of different wording in reality for petty cash. So when you pay a petty cash, you're paying it in at your own branch. It's permission to take money out. They'll probably rip it up and shred it and just type the numbers into the computer. It saves putting the cheque through the clearing system, so it's cheaper for them. And again, if somebody you sent a cheque uses the same branch or bank and they come to effectively your bank to pay it in, they'll do the same. They'll just say, well, there's no point putting it through the clearing system, let's type the numbers into the computer, and therefore it will clear out of your account straight away, not the normal 3 or 4 days. And pending transactions, online and paper, every bank's slightly different still. So it was a lot simpler when every month we got one paper copy of a statement through the post, and we work to that. So let's go on with this one then. So this is our exercise, and we're going to do update the cash book, opening differences, and a reconciliation statement. So but first of all, before we do any of that, we need to use green and match, so it will make things clearer. So it doesn't matter which way we work. I'll work from the cash book because it's on my left. So that 4,000 is matched. Gets problematical when you have businesses that have the same amounts coming in all the time. Have to be a bit more careful on detail. There's no reason why a business can't make the same sales. So 1540, that's there. 7010, that's there. 8,200 is there. The 75 is there. The 400 is there. 9410 is not there. The 40 is showing as 1, and the 3075 is there. And then we just got to have a quick look. Account to credit these two items would have the same date. I haven't put the dates on. Those two added together add up to 11,400. You would of course have the checkbook and the paying in slip, so you would know that and expect that, and you'd see that they've gone in on the same day. So obviously this company is a bit slow paying their money in. So that's the items matched as per normal. Match everything first, and we can see the items that must be the opening difference because there's less items blank. They're quite often at the top, including this one. So actually the bank says 200. Well, if you add the 265 to it and take off the 65, look, an old check number, it comes to the 400. So okay, we're guessing, but we'll put it in. So we'll highlight it in that light blue colour. That's the opening balance. That's to do with opening balance. And that one. And that one. Very slow paying in. So in terms of the list, the opening balance was the 56, 465, and the cash transaction for 265. So we've dealt with them. That solved our problem. So next step, update the cash book as normal. So this just works exactly the same. Off the bank statement we have, we're going to do these in yellow. Use the standard yellow. So that interest will go here. And then this cash transaction we've missed off. The email or something went to the wrong person. Oh, I forgot to colour that one in green. And then we've got our bank charges. Of 55. So that's what we've updated the cash book by. So if you want to make a record of it, it's the 1 and 6,500. So interest. Because you'd want to look up why is this, why haven't you got the bit of paper, and then £55 in charges. And we've updated our cash book, which means we can now work out our total. Updated cash book is 7746. And then we've got, we've dealt with that one, we've updated the cash book with that one, didn't colour it in, so everything here. So now all we've got to do is look at the reconciliation statement, items that are in the cash book and not in our bank statement yet, just the timing difference. So these things, they're checks that we paid in, they haven't got around to being cleared yet. So we paid them in just before the end of the month. They're not shown on the bank statement. They'll come through in the next week or so. But in the meantime, we better explain it. And there's also a direct debit that's going to go out in, again, after the date on the bank statement. And then we've got this 40 versus £1 to deal with. So the bank statement then, okay, so 505, that's the balance on the bank statement. And then we need to add these two items in. In fact, I might as well just cheat. Those in, so we're going to add those items, and we could give them a different colour, but actually they're the only things that are left blank. And then the subtract, well, we've got this 9410. and then we've got this. But it's not the 40, the difference, the timing difference is between the 1 and the 40, so it's actually 39. I'm not sure why those aren't adding up. But there we are, 9449. So if everything's now correct, it's the opening balance plus the add minus the subtract. And there we are, we've come to our 7746. So it works the same way across the two tasks. Just pick up the opening balances, there was the items that are duplicated and an unusual timing difference. And that's pretty much it.